Today we are going to talk about the most important and easily overlooked aspect is safety. To avoid dangerous situations, it's very important to know the FPV batteries well, as FPV drone can be aggressively when flying. Only the LiPo batteries can meet the power needs. Common FPV LiPo batteries has a full charge of voltage of 4.2 volts or maybe high voltage batteries in 4.35 volts. High voltage batteries can typically achieve bigger capacity for the same weight. Generally, those batteries are discharged to around 3.6 volts. There is no power left below 3.6 volts. Overcharging and over-discharging can both damage the battery, leading to swelling or even fires. This brings to my first point, within the safe voltage range. To meet the voltage requirements of different FPV, the batteries are typically composed in a series configuration. The S in this context refers to the number of cells connected in series. A higher number at the beginning indicates more cells in series. For example, the commonly seen 5-inch FPV usually use 6S batteries, while smaller drones typically use 1 to 4S batteries. It is important to note that if your FPV operates at a 4S voltage, you cannot use the batteries with a higher S rating. This brings to my second point, match the voltage. The discharge performance of FPV batteries is typically measured using the letter C. A higher C rating signifies better discharge capability. For instance, if a motor has a maximum current draw of 30 amperes, and there are 4 motors, the total current draw is 120 amperes by calculating the battery's discharge capability. If it is capable of a maximum discharge current of 150 amperes, it means that the batteries can fully utilize the FPV performance. However, if the battery's maximum discharge current is only 60 amperes, then during the high throttle in flying, there may be insufficient power, and the instantaneous discharge current could exceed the battery's limits, leading to a rapid temperature increase. Once the temperatures pass the safe threshold of the battery cells, it may result in a swelling or even fires. This brings to my third point, match the C rating. The payload capacity of different size FPV is limited, and it's essential to match the battery's capacity to your needs to achieve optimal performance. The weight of the battery is determined by its manufacturing process, capacity, and C rating. If you insist on using a huge batteries on a 5-inch drone, for example, there is a risk that your motors could overheat before you even get the drone off the ground. This brings to my fourth point, match the capacity. Now let's talk about battery maintenance. Every time you charge your battery, make sure to check the type of battery you are using and set an appropriate charging current to prevent overcharging. If you didn't fully discharge a battery, remember to put its voltage back to storage level. It's a good idea to invest a battery explosion-proof box or a fireproof bag to store your batteries, preventing any debris from the battery terminals and causing a short circuit, because when these terminals make contact, they can generate extreme high temperatures, reaching hundreds of degrees in a very short time. FPV batteries are typically designed for high performance at the expense of longevity. The internal resistance will be pretty high within several dozens of charge cycles. Well, in most cases, you might have already damaged the batteries before you reach that point. Don't throw away the damaged batteries casually. Put the battery in salt water for a few days, it will discharge completely. After that, you can put it in a bag and throw it away.
MEPS